So I've been doing ozone saunas again for about a week. I got the sauna tent from Promolife, and this time I have a Synergy generator, which is a lot cheaper than the Promolife generator, but you don't need super high power for medical ozone therapy. Like, you don't need to go above 60, 70 gamma that often. So I am getting a lot of effects from it. It's different this time than it was last time. Some of the things are similar, just the kind of zen feeling and feeling happy and peaceful. What's different is I got a big rash this time, um, itchy rash everywhere on my arms and legs. And sorry, there's like a fuzz in my mouth. I'm also detoxing a lot of mold this time, where I can kind of tell which chemicals and which molds it was, Whereas the previous time I was having more just die off, more Lyme die off, more herxing. Not really herxing, but just the sense of stuff dying in my body. So, just a second. The past 2 nights, I've been feeling like I can tell that I'm detoxing the mold that I was exposed to in the house that made me sick. It was about midnight 2 nights ago, and suddenly I was like, oh my god, I'm sensing that mold again. I can taste it, I can feel it. I'm having flashbacks to when I got exposed to it. I'm just remembering all these memories from times when I lived in that house. And I noticed that a lot where, like in Search of Lost Time, a book by Proust, how he's like, oh, I had this Madeline and it reminded me of other times when I smelled it or something. And it's like that with toxin exposures for me, where I'll get re-exposed to something as it's dumping, as it's detoxing in my body, and then I'll remember other times when I was around it in the past. So I've been having that. I think my body decided to let out whatever mold made me sick originally, starting to come out, and it's often so intense at night that I feel like I have to take a shower and wash my clothes before I go to bed, so I don't contaminate my bed, and just to get off of my skin, because it's just like I suddenly just feel it coming in my skin. And that used to happen when I first moved out west to do mold avoidance, but it hasn't happened since then. So this is kind of the most intense detox I've had since then. I also have jaw cavitations, and they seem very sensitive to toxicity, where if my toxin levels go down, I'll just feel blood shooting into them, into that area of my jaw, like my circulation is improving. I also feel blood going in my brain more. I'll feel it pulsing, or I'll feel like feels like an iceberg, or chunks of a glacier falling off, and the blood goes into more parts of your brain. That's just how it feels. I don't know what's actually happening. I think I'm also dumping the pesticides I was exposed to like a year and a half ago, and I've been getting like the feeling that I had when I was exposed to those is like mild paralysis, where I can still move, but it just takes a lot of extra thought and effort to do it. Like, just the threshold for initiating movement seems higher, and I was exposed to pesticides that kill insects by paralyzing them, so cyfluthrin. So I think I was getting some of those effects that were supposed to happen to the parasite, whatever, insects. And I feel like my sinuses are changing, so maybe the lower toxicity is impacting my sinus microbiome. And every time I pee, I feel different. I was just like, ooh, I got something out. Now I feel like a different person. And it gets really weird, like at night, especially, where I don't even feel like I recognize myself. I've been so toxic for so many years that when I get out of it, I don't feel like myself anymore, and it's really disconcerting. And for people with trauma, change can be really strange. And so I'm trying to just like try to stay calm as I go through all this change, because it doesn't feel normal anymore. Like, my body doesn't feel like I'm used to. I think when you're toxic, it's kind of fun actually. You're kind of on edge, and things seem more crucial and immediate, and you're more focused on the present. You can't see around you as much. You don't have as much peripheral vision. You're more just like, the present moment. And when you're less toxic, it's more like there's other elements that come in, where you can have more elation and more appreciation of just the beauty of the sunset or music or something. And you think about the future more. You can see things from different perspectives. Like, I noticed since getting on Ozone, there's a lot of my life problems that I just see from a different perspective now. And also, when you're more oxygenated, just more things different things seem like they're interesting. Like I'm like, oh, I'd like to visit my dad someday in Florida. And I don't ever think about that when I'm toxic. But now I'm like, I can't wait till I can do that, Or it's like when you're really toxic, you forget why you want to get better because you are just not interested in anything that you can't do at that moment. And it's kind of merciful that the body does that. But anyway, um, so 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 yeah, that's been going on, and it really kicks up at night. So I'm trying to eat detox food and detox and stuff during the day so that I don't have to stay up until like 3 or 4 a.m. and taking showers and baths to like, because it's like I'm sleepy, but I don't want to get in my bed and have this all come out in my bed and have to. I don't like washing my bed sheets because I don't know. There's just risks involved if I have to clean my bed, and I don't want to have to get rid of it or anything. So I'm trying to get the detox done during the day. But anyway, I seem really washed out, but just believe me, just waiting for 2 weeks or so. And I'm detoxing a lot right now from the ozone. The ozone just gives your body the kind of mitochondrial and electron power to do a lot of things it's been wanting to do for a while and hasn't been able to do. And so it kind of starts going down its list. And the first couple of weeks of it are not pretty because you're just trudging through a lot of that sludge of stuff that you haven't been able to get to for years. But in my past experience, after about 3 weeks, then you start to have a really different life, and a lot of things just seem like strangely easy, or things about illness seem strangely odd. Like in the bath yesterday, I was like, gee, that's weird that I can get my hair contaminated by going somewhere moldy. Like, that's really strange. Like, as normally it just seems like my life. It seems really normal, but now I'm thinking of it and I'm like, that's really wacky. Like, most people don't have that. So anyway, I will post videos as this ozone thing goes on.